Okay. Back again. It's been a second since I've done one of these, like a week maybe. Maybe a week and a half. Different location. Stepping out of the comfort zone a little bit. But yeah, we're doing back today. Just starting off with warming up. Just getting everything warmed up, you know? I finally published a lot of all the videos I have right now, so we've gotten a pretty good response, I guess. One thing Devin was telling me was I just got to keep doing it for myself. I feel like when I released the first one, I was worried about like the amount of likes I was getting and stuff. But you know what he said is just like, can't worry about that shit. Way different gym though. There's like tons of people, like 3 guys just walked in the group and they're looking at me, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, you know? Starting off with 4 sets of pull-ups to failure. Going to the first one. Way more nerve-wracking when people are right next to you. It's fine now. You just gotta get over it, I guess. Could be on the phone. Hold on a minute. Finally done with all graded events. Feels pretty good. It's kind of like what I wanted to talk about today, though. And just the Arrival Fallacy. God, can't wait to have my own gym. Home gym. I can just talk however loud I want. I feel like I'm disrupting everybody else. Okay, next set. This is not fun. 4 sets to failure is pretty crazy for pull-ups. I got Nikki doing it. So, yeah, so the Arrival Fallacy, right? I'm done with all graded events, finally, which means I'm basically gonna graduate here in a couple weeks. And, you know, after that last test on Monday, obviously I was excited. You had that initial excitement, that initial feeling of like, so glad to be done. And then it's like, it wears off a couple hours later, and then you're like, oh, is this it? Like, is this all there was to it for all the hard work I've done? Right, and so I guess like the arrival fallacy is, to explain what it actually is, it's like that feeling, it's like when I get X, when I achieve Y, when I get this promotion or something like that, then I'll be happy. Like once I get this achievement, I'll be happy. Then I'll be fulfilled. And that's something that I like find myself falling into recently. I feel like a lot of people do too, but me specifically, for right now, after being done, that's how I'm feeling. That's how I've been feeling this week, I guess. Damn. But yeah, so the arrival fallacy. I just think it's pretty common. I know that, like, I struggled with that a lot growing up. Like a lot in high school. I was so focused on, like, just getting to the next thing. Thinking that once I'd, like, made X or Y achievements, I'd be happy. And I still feel like obviously I'm still struggling with it now. I mean, yeah, I don't even know. It's like, we as people are like so dependent, I guess, on like the next thing. Like, once we get X or Y, then we'll be happy. It's like, I feel like a lot of people fall into that trap of the arrival fallacy. And I mean, honestly, it's just trying to figure out even what to say about it, and it's just like, it's hard, because like you think about those things that you really want, and even when it does go your way and you do get them, you almost like have to take a second and realize that it's not, I guess, a part of who you are, if that makes sense. God, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm feeling really embarrassed right now. Just got like 4 guys next to me, and I feel like they're all looking at me. So it's like really hard to just even speak with like a clear conscience and be so honest. But we're just gonna keep driving, keep moving forward. I mean, I guess part of trying to find success is doing shit when you're scared, you know, or doing shit that scares you. Just trying to find like 10 seconds of courage and just to power through. I wanted to turn this camera off like 4 times because I feel silly talking to this camera with no headphones or anything in front of these guys. I feel like I just got to keep driving though. Like, obviously, why would I even come here if I wasn't going to do what I wanted to? So, last set of pull-ups. was tough. Next thing's deadlift. Probably like 5x5. But yeah. I mean, I feel like very rarely do you become fulfilled like with the next thing after you like achieve your goals, or don't, right? Like if you don't achieve your goals, I feel like people fall back onto that, like that failure, and they'll try and use that to motivate themselves. And then even if you do achieve your goals, I almost feel like that's when the Arrival Fallacy is like the strongest. You just, you convince yourself that just doing this thing will make you happy, and then it doesn't happen. And it causes you to like kind of question your identity, I feel like, too. Or just like what I did in high school, right? Like for personal experience, it's like when I was in high school, and I was wrestling, right? All I was thinking about was like, I gotta get that next state championship. And it's like freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, like one after the other. It's like, obviously I'm very thankful, and I put in a lot of work to do all that stuff, right? But at the end of the day, it's like that next state championship didn't bring me more fulfillment. Like it didn't make me happier with who I was as a person. And I feel like that's a lot of where the issues stem from. Just because people think that, they get the wrong idea about their goals. Like, your goals, I guess, should be like a part of the process, right? I guess that's really what I'm getting to. It's like, if you constantly think the goal is what's gonna make you like who you are, like who you want to be, it's just you've already made a huge error. It's really the process that makes you who you are, not the actual goal itself, not arriving at the destination, but the journey throughout it. And so I feel like that's just why you gotta put that in your mind and really try to keep that central focus of the goal doesn't define you. Like whether you do it or not, achieve it or don't, it doesn't make you who you are. It's not gonna make you any happier. It's not gonna make your life ultimately better. I'm yapping a lot. Let's get into deadlifts. Ooh. Need some clips. Just warming up right now. Although, tragically, I forgot my belt, so a lot of brace in the core today. All right, warming up. I feel like I've done a pretty good job of figuring this camera out too, honestly. I feel like I got a pretty good shot set up today. Anyway, okay, first set of 5, or no, actually, lies. First warm-up set. Moving everything out of the way. Got to get a good shot, Ooh, not having a belt's gonna hurt today. It's all right though. Yeah, I mean, I heard something recently. I feel like it kind of ties into like what I'm talking about. It's just about this show, and there's a bunch of main characters, but there's actually an anime. It's called Hell's Paradise. It's pretty good, but anyway, like in the show, like this swordsman, he's obsessed with becoming the strongest swordsman, right? And you know, a lot of swordsmen, they have, or like in shows, like they have that thing where like the character's about to die and they have like some kind of like epiphany, right? And this was kind of that. It's like he has like a flashback of a conversation to his sensei, and he basically talks, like the sensei, he starts talking about how young people, right? And I feel like this ties so much into like athletes. Young people, all they're concerned with is trying to be, I'm paraphrasing what he said basically, but he's just like, young people these days are just so concerned with trying to be like the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, the best, right? And he talks about how everybody, right, now I'm relating it to athletes. It's like when you're an athlete, like basically what he's talking about is like, so many athletes are concerned with the next accolade, right? Like the next arrival. When can I get that next PR, that next time, that next achievement? And it's like, so many people, they just try and go wider. They got to get more and more and more and more and more. It's like they just continue to try and get new anything, really. And in the show, the sensei basically says you have to cast everything aside and look deeper within yourself, because everything you have and that you need is already within inside yourself. And I just feel like that's so, especially like I related to that a lot, because I feel like I spent a large part of my life just trying to get more, I guess, for lack of a better term. And never really being okay with who I was without wrestling for me, right? And I feel like that's where a lot of athletes, like they lack those last couple steps. Like if this is the best, right? Like a lot of athletes fall here because they can never make that jump of who they are without their thing, right? And so I feel like that's why as I've gotten older, I feel like it's more important to not identify yourself so much with the sport, rather identify yourself with several different things just besides your sport. Okay. Also another monologue, but here we go, working sets of deadlifts now. One set down, 2 minutes, roughly. Ugh. It's not bad though. Felt pretty good. I don't have my belt today, which sucks. I forgot it. I was in a rush to get to the gym. But yeah, it's just not identifying yourself based on your accolades, right? I feel like a lot of young athletes, and I did too, they just fall into that trap of your worth is defined by your results, which is not true. It's just not. Like when I was still competing in college, I remember a conversation with my dad, and I had one time, it kind of helped my perspective. I remember I was crying and I was upset about, you know, I'm still not starting. I'm still not getting the results that I want. Like, what do I do? What am I doing wrong? And he just like said to me, he basically just asked me if I thought the overall course of my life would improve if I got a national championship. And it really made me think, like, obviously, yeah, that's what I was chasing, and it might have made me like better, like feel better in the short term, right? But I probably would have been struggling with the arrival fallacy then, right? I'm sure the best do. And people talk about it all the time, like, even like the best people in the world at whatever they do, like they still struggle with, like, they realizing that after the game's over, like the event's over, like everything goes away, you know, because at the end of the day, that's not who they are. It's just something they do. And that goes for literally anything. Artists, like songwriters, directors. It's just something you do. It's not who you are. Obviously, athletes is the easiest example to come up with, but it doesn't just apply to athletes. It applies to anybody, really. Okay. Had a crazy bench day the other day. I didn't record that one, but my shoulder is so sore. Knee's actually feeling really good though. I think like maybe next week or the week after, I think I'll be back like full time doing everything. Maybe I'll start filming like running workouts too or something. I don't know. I'm just yapping now. Set number 2. But yeah, done with graded events. It's pretty cool. I mean, I know I'm talking about like the arrival fallacy and stuff, but excuse me. Oh my goodness, it doesn't change. Like, it's exciting to be done with graded events. I don't have to worry about waking up at 5 to take like a 5-hour test or anything like that anymore. At least not while I'm here, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's not who you are, it's just what you do. I feel like that's, you know, the biggest saying, I guess, or whatever, besides just talking about the arrival fallacy itself. You just can't worry about it. I think it just comes, and I think the solution to it, honestly, like starting to talk about that, it's like the solution to it, I guess, would be to just gratitude, honestly. I had a conversation, I called one of my, I was actually right after I posted my first video, called one of my old club coaches, Brandon Burner. He poured a lot of time into me when I was in high school, and I really appreciate that. And he was like the assistant coach at Baylor for a few years. Now he's helping run a club in Clarksville, which is where I'm going actually, so I'm gonna, you know, help try and give back. Maybe I'll record some of those, who knows? That'd be fun, recording a wrestling workout, like a private or something. But in that conversation we had, he basically just talked about how, like, gratitude is my superpower. And he talked about how, like, how much better do I feel about myself now that I've been able to accomplish and finish something so hard that I struggle with, like Bullock. because I told him, I was honest, like it's harder, it was way harder than I thought it would be. And he was like, well, yeah, like, that's true. And then he says something to the effect of, like I just said, but how much more accomplished and proud of yourself do you feel now that you did it and it was hard? It's like anybody can do something when it's really easy. But it takes like more adversity, I guess. Not more adversity, but you face more adversity, obviously, when it's challenging. And I feel like that's where the fulfillment piece comes. It's kind of like I'm talking about, like, the sense of fulfillment comes from the actual destination, not the destination, or the journey, right? Not the destination itself. One thing I actually just remembered that my friend Colt, one of the West Point guys, talks about. He said it to me in a letter. He said something which is actually kind of par for par, like what Bruno was saying, just talking about how it's more admirable to consistently face adversity like over and over again than it is to just like blow through something that's really easy to you. I think that's really special because not everybody can just face adversity repeatedly and just get up again, right? So people should be proud of themselves for doing that. Like, you're struggling to get through something and like had a couple setbacks, you finally did it though, like you should be proud of yourself. Not just because, regardless of whether or not you accomplished what you wanted to, but just the fact that you stuck with it in and of itself is enough that you should say that you're proud of yourself. And that's part of who you are, right? It's like I said in my last video that I uploaded, what you give is always what you are. And that's just right there, best example. Like, if you're willing to face adversity, like, you might not return the results you want, but what you give is hard work. You're a hard worker. It's pretty simple. All right. Really good conversation today, though, honestly. Just talking a little too much, but that's totally cool. I feel like I'm making some good progress, like, in my own mind about, like, my own thought process, how I'm thinking about things. All right, third set. That's one. Oh, damn. Time we're at 28. Got 2 more sets. I feel like I'm gonna start to try to shoot for keeping these videos under 35 minutes. I feel like that's fair. I feel like the last couple have been a little too long. But I feel like we talked about some good things. I feel like 30 minutes is perfectly fine. Yeah. Can't fall into the arrival fallacy. Or can't be trapped by it, I guess. However you want to say that. I feel like it can get pretty harming to your identity if you keep falling into that trap, right? You just never be fulfilled with where you're at. Let's see, like another minute. These deadlifts are heavy. I'm going to the field next week, actually. Like 4 days straight. Probably gonna have to record some videos this weekend, or not, whatever. But if I don't, then no content next week probably. Oh. Okay. 4th set. Here we go. Okay. Fuck. Yikes, sorry. Carried away. Sometimes it just slips out, you know? Can't help it. I'm in the Army, what can I say? Hear it all the time. I was about to take it out of the second one or something. It's authentic. So I am. There you go. Got one more set, then I'll probably call on the video. It's right around 32 minutes anyway. I need my headphones though, tough. Oh well. Musicless workout after this, incoming. But it's fine, this is the hardest part, so. Yeah, things are good though. Feeling way healthier than I was a couple weeks ago. I'm like, right, I'm so close to being back. I'm really excited to just hit legs, get under a squat rack for once again. Yeah. Oh, I actually have a podcast coming up, which I'm really excited for. Me and my brothers. We're doing it with Michigan Sports Podcast. So he's a really nice guy. I've been texting him a little bit. We've been setting stuff up. So I think it's June 19th. It'll probably be released like a week after that, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Team U coming back for a little podcast. Very exciting. All right, last set. Last set, then I'm going to the other room where I can't bring my tripod in there either, coincidentally. Just like Reinhardt. I'm in Honeycutt, by the way. I totally didn't even mention that. I think I might have said the new location, but I didn't say where. Honeycutt. It's pretty good. It's got a turf area too, so just wanted to switch it up a little bit, I guess. Okay. All right, here we go, last set. Yeah. In summary, probably just trying to figure out who you are without what you do. Can't fall into that trap. The Arrival Fallacy is a pretty bad thing. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, man.
Obviously, the sign needs to be in a better spot. It's like in the
okay, I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
My bad, dude. Thank you. All right, let's make you to leave. All right, y'all. Okay, what's up, Team U? Kind of got cut off there at the end. Totally valid. Just didn't realize it was against the rules to record in the gym, but it's okay. we will not be going back there again to film. But basically, yeah, I just wanted to sum up what I talked about, right? I know we mentioned the arrival fallacy, right? But I think it just goes back to just realizing that the quest is where the value is, right? I feel like every athlete at one point or another, at least in my experience, like they just get caught up on the achievement and they tie their self-worth to that. I know I did for a really long time. And it makes it really hard to be happy with who you are. So, yeah, and another way is just like to combat it, I guess, is just being grateful, like staying present in the moment. And just being where your feet are. So, that was kind of it, though. I really just wanted to, I feel like the first video didn't really give a good sum of what we talked about. So, yeah, I mean, I know it's like kind of weird. I was talking about the problem at first, right? It's like, oh, why am I focusing so much on what the problem is, the arrival fallacy? But I guess the way that I think about it is, once you know what the problem is, once you identify it, you can name it. And then once you can name it, you can combat it. So, yeah, I mean, this is really just a quick outro, I guess, quick summary of what we talked about. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully I'll have the next one out soon. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. All right, peace.